This year, he was invited by the University of Harvard to speak on entrepreneurship through acquisition at the Harvard Business School Africa Business Conference. Through this, his company, Pizzaman Chicken Man, has been selected to be used as a case study for the field global immersion program by a team from the Harvard Business School. He is young, but he has achieved quite a bit. And so we are privileged to have him here to speak to us, having established his Pizzaman Chicken Man outlets in Accra and Kumasi predominantly, citing over 50 outlets. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to present to us our motivational speaker, Mr. Christian Yiadom Boakye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And thanks to the Most High God for giving us such a wonderful day. And thanks to the wonderful bosses sitting right here, both left and right. And to our graduates, today is your day. So enjoy it. He has said a lot about what happened, what has happened, what is happening. And I would like to also add a few things to it. Before I start whatever I want to share with you, 6 years ago, I was sitting right here with my very best friend, who is now a brother, Ebenezer Sumanamankwa, who happens to be my co-founder and chief operations manager. So during the time that our motivational speaker was addressing us, my brother tapped me and told me that, bro, you have to be here very soon. Because even as at then, we had seen a lot of pepper. And today, so somewhere last month, he called me and he told me jokingly that I'm the best friend you ever had in your life. And I asked him why, and he told me that I've received a call from College of Science and they need you as their motivational speaker. And what amazes me so much is that he is the same person who told me 6 years ago that I'll be called here. And when I was supposed to get here, he was reached to get me here. I wouldn't say he's a prophet. And he's here with me, Ebenezer Sumanamankwa. Please, let's see you. Thank you so much for being a brother and a friend. Yes, that's Ebenezer Sumanamankwa. So, my fellow graduates, sorry. In fact, I will say my fellow graduates because I don't have a graduation picture as of 2018. Yes, I don't have a standalone picture. So today I'll take a gown and get my picture because, yes, it was that bad because, entrepreneurship has its own sides. But today I'm going to talk about, a mixture of academics and entrepreneurship because you can't do that without education or academics. Let me put it that way. So the first thing is, a day like this will never come again in your life. The mates you are seeing here, your colleagues, after today, you might never see all of them together again. So make the best of memories today. It's rather unfortunate I couldn't get a lot of pictures on that day. So I appeared in our group selfie that we took right over here. And that was it. So please make the best of memories you can today because 15th November 2023 will never come again in your life. Hug all those you want to hug. Make peace with your friends, those you have issues with, settle them because you might never know what is ahead of you after you leave the walls of KNUST. Now, since we are in College of Science, I'm sure most of you know statistics, normal distribution. I want to use that to talk about something. The sad truth, not all of us will be extremely successful. And not all of us are also going to fail. So then it's going to be normally distributed. I hope you understand. I'm going to share some words with you. By the end of this message, probably we might have some skewness, positive skewness or negative skewness. What does it mean? It's either the message we will share here will move most of us to this side, or will shift, or how you respond to it might also shift you to the other side. They say education. I learned a poem when I was in class 2, and I still have those words right here. Education is the key to success. He who does not want education becomes ignorant. Education leads to a brighter future, but success is not won on a silver platter. Those days I used to recite this poem, but now I understand it very well. I know out there, some of the people who have not been educated try to undermine the impact of education in our lives. And I will gladly say that it is false. Why should I say that? Now, someone will say, oh, but he did actuarial science and he's selling pizza and chicken. So how is he applying what he studied in school in his business? I'm going to give you several examples. For us to determine peak hours at our place, within the hours of, let's say, 5 to 9 p.m., for us to determine the number of times somebody enters, what measures we have to put in place to ensure that customers don't keep waiting at the restaurant, is a clear application of Poisson distribution. If you know Poisson distribution, you understand what I'm talking about. So, what if I never had this education? I'm sure by now I'll be struggling as to how to even expand and grow the business. For you to understand that there are certain machines that has a probability of getting damaged, the frequency at which it will get damaged, and therefore we have to make provisions for spare parts to replace these items. It's an application of probability. So once again, my actuarial science knowledge that I got in school is playing a significant role in my current career. Should I go further? Thank you. So we had an instance where we used to get a bit of complaints from clients that their orders take long. There's been times I've issued several warnings, it doesn't work. Threats of getting suspended, it doesn't work. Not because they don't want to do it, but probably they lack some motivation. So then I apply the Heisberg's theory, hygiene factors and motivational factors. Motivational factors talks about awards, achievement, recognitions, and that alone improves job satisfaction. We applied that challenge, and trust me, things have changed. Is that not education in business? You need it. And learning doesn't end. You continue to learn and learn and learn. Early this year, when I went for a board meeting, before I even started my report, I made a statement that last year, I thought I was very smart. But this year, I realized that last year, I knew nothing. And the same thing will happen again, end of year, when I go for my meeting. I started the year thinking I knew a lot. But I've ended the year, and I feel that, no, I didn't know much, and have learned a lot. That is how it is. They say life is not a race. Yes, it is true. But I will say life is a race between you, your past, and your future. If you wake up today, or if you wake up tomorrow, and you feel you are not better than your yesterday, then please, you are not running enough. So life is a race between your past, your present, and your future. If you don't yearn to develop yourself so much as an individual, then I'm sorry you are sleeping. Because if you look at our journey from 2018, started this business in our hostel, in our hall. I remember we used our study table, please forgive me. We used our study table because we had to compromise. We couldn't afford getting a kitchen table. So this table that we study on was the same table that we clean and use to prepare our meals to sell. It started as selling in slices because the idea was, why should we sell pizza in boxes? Some of our people cannot afford, so let's break it into slices and sell them. Our first packaging material was an A4 sheet, and we applied Pythagorean's theorem to develop that into a triangle. And oh yes, and use that to serve during events. So somewhere 14th April, we realized that students are going on vacation, and we will not be having programs to serve item 13. Man must survive. So then we decided to sell in full boxes. And after we launched our flyer that day, the following day we sold 45 boxes, and that is when we realized that this is the light. From that time, we moved to Yiadom around Victory Towers. We made a progress from our hostel room to a shop at Victory Towers. Then from Victory Towers, we moved to Mango Road. Then from Mango Road, we moved to Sofo Line. I remember when we moved to Sofo Line, some people were like, but Sofo Line is off the road. People will not see your business, and why are you opening a branch there? And I was like, we have the data. The data is indicating that more deliveries go to that side, so it means there's market there. If not for our educational background, do you think we'd have been able to break it down to that level? No. We set up a branch in Sofo Line, and within a month, the place was full. Then we also realized the different signal around Ahonjo. We were like, okay, that's a hotspot. Let's set up there. We set up Ahonjo, and boom. And one of the branches that we set up that we had a lot of people criticizing us was Swami Macro. They were like, but Swami Macro is a place where, we have these engineers, those who sell these spare parts, they are more interested in the local food. Why don't you, it should be a chop bar, you don't have to do this there. And we set up at that place, and I wouldn't be shy to say that Swami sometimes can even sell more than all the branches that we have. If I had listened to those people and had not followed the data that we had gathered, I'm sure you'd have been in trouble. So I made it excellent. Now the next thing was, okay, you have a lot in Kumasi, you have just 4 in Kumasi, why don't you look outside? And I was like, see, there is still market here, because I was looking at the data that you are not seeing. From there, we went to Airport Runabout. From Airport Runabout, we went to Dakojom, and Dakojom too had another serious criticisms. But it's close to Ahonjo. Why are you doing that? Don't you think you cannibalize the market there? And I was seeing a different picture. I was like, no, it is possible, we can do it. And what we did 2 years ago at Dakojom, we tried to do a drive-through with what we were doing. It's actually the first in Ghana, the first in West Africa, because no pizzeria does drive-through. Although we had challenges, but we still challenged ourselves enough to do something that we've never done before. And then from there, we decided to move into Accra. Please, don't let anybody discourage you, okay? Whatever vision, whatever dream that you have and you want to achieve, don't let anybody discourage you. I remember when we were stepping into Accra, they were like, but in Accra, there is Cheesy Pizza, there's Eddie's Pizza, and there are other pizza joints, and do you think you can compete? And I was like, see, they are also human beings like myself. What is so different about them? We will go to Accra. I remember even our lawyer told us to, why don't you try Sunyani, Techiman, I was like, no, we want to go to Accra. Sometimes, just sometimes, you have to listen to your inner self. So we did our preparations, entered Accra with 4 branches in a day, and that is another record because no fast food chain has opened 4 branches on the same day. We did that, putting us to a number of 10 from 2020, let's say 2018 to 2021. And today, as I stand here, we have the largest fast food chain in the whole country, and we are not slowing down. In fact, we have 11 more to produce before the year ends, and we will do it. And for the records, one of our major competitors, KFC, opened 20 branches in 10 years. And we have done that in 1 year. And if you come to our team, there is no 40-year-old man. We are just young boys. I think the oldest, okay, even that one is an outlier. It's an outlier. But almost all of us are within 27, 28, 29. 27, 28, 29. 25. So this is not beyond you. I'm expecting some of us over here to come up with businesses just like what we have done. And it's possible. It is very, very possible. Listen to your inner self. Whatever that you want to do, chase it. Chase it now. Chase it now. Because if you don't chase it, you look back. So assuming we never took that step. Now 6 years, it's just here. From 2018 to date, it's been 6 years. What if we didn't start what we started? We have over 200 KNUST graduates working with us. 200. What if we procrastinated? What if we gave up? And now some of my mates who managed to further their education, some are doing PhD, some are also in other businesses. I remember one of my guys, Kinsley. He called me and was like, "Bro, you are making us proud." He feels proud that his mate is doing something amazing in Ghana. We might not all end up in the academic world. Some of you might divert into something else. But wherever you find yourself, shine. Because if I was ever told in my third year that I'll be selling pizza and chicken for a living, I'd have said it's false. Because everybody in my class knew that. In fact, if not for some reasons, I would have been a valedictorian. So when they mentioned this guy, I was smiling. I was like, wow, this guy has done what I couldn't do. Because I engaged in student politics. In third year, I ran for SRC president and I was last. But that failure made me who I am today. So turn your failures to motivate you to achieve something great. Because when I lost the elections, what happened was, what do I make of the name that I have created on this campus? So when we started the pizza business, they were like, "Oh, the guy who lost the elections is now selling pizza." And that news traveled very fast. Oh, the guy who, Chris, he's not selling pizza. And there are times I read comments about some of my interviews on YouTube and I see people are like, "Oh, it really pains me I didn't vote for this guy." And I'm like, thank you for not voting for me. Because if you had voted, I'm sure this wouldn't have come into existence. Make memories today. And chase your dreams. If you want to further their education, don't be scared. Do it. Because even now, as I'm talking to you, I'm in another master's program, learning operations management, with the University of Salford. It's online. Because now the nature of my work has made it so difficult for me to even travel to study. But for you, now you guys have the chance. Move. Apply to the schools. Apply for funding. If you apply for the first time and you don't get it, apply again. Second time, you don't get it, apply again. I have mates who left this year, 6 years of application. Don't give up. And keep winning. And make KNUST proud. In fact, I never thought that a time will come. In fact, I even thought I would sit somewhere here. So when they showed me my seat, I was like, oh God, this elevation is too much for me. And I told my mom about it, and she was like, if she comes, she will cry. So she had to stay home. Me, myself, I wish I could cry. But I've seen enough shaggy. So my emotions are dead. But I can see a part of me feeling so fulfilled, feeling so excited to speak to you guys. May God bless you and put you up on higher grounds. And some time to come, it should be the dream of some of you to be called onto this platform and motivate the graduates of that time. Thank you.